Right, so guys, we're going to talk about speed picking. Now, before we spoke about picking every note and also playing, not picking every note, but playing a tune, mandolin style, like that. Picking every note is going to be, let's try again. That kind of idea. So it's going to need a lot of practice to get that clean. Picking every note. What I'm going to talk about now is changing the speed of the fretting hand, changing the speed of the left hand if you're a right-handed guitarist. So what does this mean? Well, it means that you're just going to speed pick with this hand, but then you are going to be playing notes. Sometimes you will play a note for every pick. Sometimes you will only play a note for every 3 picks or 5 picks. So that's going to change. What does that sound like? Well, to give you an idea, I'm going to play this pattern. Okay. Sometimes I'm going to play it picking every note. Sometimes I'm going to play it picking every 2 or 3 notes, or even 5 notes, like that. Okay, and if you combine these and change it around, basically you're not changing the speed of your right hand, but you are changing the speed of your fretting hand. Now, if you can, I'll put this onto this bridge pickup here, and what I'm going to do is also just dampen the strings a little bit. Now, dampening the strings gives a brilliant sound. You'll be very familiar with that kind of sound. That all comes from just dampening here with the heel of your hand. That's where you get this kind of sound. Okay, it's just from dampening. Now, if you do that along with speed picking, they can get some wonderful kind of effects. So that's something to just try and make your own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and play a little pattern here using speed picking. The speed of this hand won't change. I'm going to be changing the speed of this hand and moving up and down, just playing little patterns, sometimes picking every note, sometimes not picking every note. So you get the idea, where you're getting different effects because you're changing the speed of this particular hand. It doesn't need to be particularly accurate when you're using distortion on an electric guitar, but of course that's what you're aiming for, is accuracy, because the more accurate you are, the better it sounds. Just muting it a little bit here. You get the idea. So that's another thing you can do. If with this, it is cheating. This is cheating. If you're just speed picking with this, you're fairly clean with it. And with this hand, as long as you're fretting some notes and you can do whatever you want with them, it's going to sound good. It's not particularly technical, and I wouldn't recommend it for putting into solos, because it's not musical. And of course, the best solos are well composed musical pieces. All I'm doing is speed picking with this hand, although not as fast as I can do it, but just a good speed, and doing whatever you want with this, as long as you're fretting one of the notes. It is cheating. Gary Moore does use it in the live version of Parisian Walkways. He does a kind of a that kind of idea. Anyway, so let's give you some ideas with speed picking where you're not trying to hit every particular note. Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. You're changing the speed of your left hand, but not changing the speed of your right hand. Enjoy.